Then you're seeing videos from Alakbere, Oworo, going into the island. Then even Oshodi. Oshodi is the flood is as high as the, what's it called, those dividers on the road. So you're seeing cars plunged in water.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even here, very close to you.
Agidingbe Road.
Agidingbe,
Yeah.
Alausa.
Yeah.
So the traffic is there.
Even Abimbola.
Not flooded here, but there's serious traffic.
Abimbola couldn't get here. She's, as at 20 minutes ago, she's still at Tollgate.
We're not talking about the rain, but I know it's going to subside as soon as the rain.
But something has happened though in Mushin. One feared dead, 7 rescued in Lagos building collapse this morning.
Oh.
A child was feared dead today when a building collapsed at 10 Cameron Street in Mushin. 7 other residents were also reportedly rescued by sympathizers from the rubbles. A resident said the building collapsed following heavy downpours in many parts of Lagos. She said the Lagos rescue team was yet to respond. I'm sure they're there now, as at the time of filing in this report.
That's a serious one. But I also think beyond the fact that we talked about those who ply the roads, that you don't really need to go out, especially when it rains, if you don't have any cost to.
Okay.
We appreciate you as that you came anyway.
I was going to say, what about him?
But if you don't have any reason, I think just stay. Don't clog the road. Don't be part of.
And I think Nimet had given a 3-day thunderstorm prediction that starts from today.
Hey, so we've just started.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Why is it not like Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
so that I can sleep out and look at you. Okay, let's get back to the conversation of for today.
Okay, improving reading culture in students. Joshua.
Okay,
I found out something.
What's that?
In the whole of all the African countries, only 2 countries are reading. That is South Africa and Egypt. Just 2.
Is that the reason why they are the first and second economy in Africa?
You see why?
I don't think so, because we were number 1 until recently when we had lots of the listed. I guess let's start the conversation from here, and that's very simple. What happened to the reading culture? Should we attribute it to the obvious, which is the invention of technology, talking about our phones and our gadgets, or I don't want to put words in your mouth. What exactly transpired in your own opinion?
Okay, so I think that there was a shift in the reading culture that started before the advent of technology, social media, and the shift started from when we stopped glamorizing education. You know, if you take it back to the 90s, where you had jet clubs in secondary schools, you had
literary clubs,
literary and debating societies. I went to a public school, secondary school.
Same here.
I was a debater in school. I won the best debater in Ogun State while I was in SS2, SS3. I had friends that were fantastic essay writers. Now, those were the days when that was something we held on to. That was something we were so proud of. Where your parents wants to jubilate. They want to celebrate all those your little wins. Those days, for every end of session, you're trying to read ahead of even your teacher, so that by the time you get to school, the first day of the academic session, you want to be sure that for all what's it called, the literature students, they're reading all novels. You, that you are a science student, you are trying to read and know the things that even you have not been taught. Now, so during that period, we had the best of brains, young brains that were growing up, best of young brains in our society. But the fact that education was less appreciated by would I say governments, even the private sector, attention started shifting towards sports and entertainment. Then social media came into it, technology came into it. Because imagine where you are the best student in your secondary school, and the best you could get is maybe 10,000 naira Thankfully, today, some state government have increased it to 100 or even 1 million, 100,000 or 1 million. But somebody goes for a competition, it could just be music. It could be dancing competition. Just even on the stage, road shows. Even the road shows.
Yes.
It is possible you can win as much as £1 million on a road show. But the vox pop that is done on the roads to ask you intelligent questions, they don't give you more than 1,000. You see videos on Instagram, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 for answering an intellectual question. But for very, okay, I'll use the word, for creative things, dance, music, acting, then it becomes well celebrated. Yeah. So if we do not glamorize education, if we do not give education that kind of funding, that reward system, that makes, because there's, see, for kids, when you tell a child not to do something, if you tell a child not to take this pillow away from here, there should be a reason why he or she should not take it away from there. And you say, if you're able to lift this and put it there, I'll give you this. It's like, it's what you call the carrot and stick approach for a child. So if you are able to push this and push it and put it here, then your reward is this mug. So the child is looking forward to getting this mug. So if the spelling bees comes back, if best debaters in school begin to get very wonderful gifts, the best students in the best student at WAEC, the best in JAM, the best at the higher institution. I think Lagos is practically not like the only state that celebrates education, especially students graduate from the state institutions. LASU now gets, I think, 5 million or so, maybe 5.
Best graduating student?
Yeah.
Got about 10 million.
Maybe 10 million. Then I think there's even probably staff or teachers get apartment or so. These are things that would have helped long ago if it was done nationally, where you know that, okay, once I'm able to excel, if I can do this, there is something waiting for me already.
But shouldn't it be like self-motivation? Why do you need some kind of reward for you to study, to be intelligent? Why do you need... I went to public school. I honestly speaking, benefit of hindsight, I think the curiosity of me made me read books, made me perhaps to feel among, because I've got friends, and I think the only way you can represent the school...
And you want to show...
Yeah, I think it was... I don't think I did that very much well in my WAEC, but I represented school even in the subject that I failed in WAEC. But the bottom line was there was a motivation that was intrinsic, not necessarily born out of money that I was going to get. Yes. But as a person, my curiosity took a better part of me, perhaps from my parents too. So should we say solely lies with the fact that you weren't rewarded?
No, so I'll put it this way. You see, the reward system sometimes, the motivation that you talked about, still, if you check very well, there's an undertone to that motivation. There's a reward. Even if the reward was a thank you, you're a good boy.
Yes.
So there's an undertone to every motivation. There's something that pushes you, that makes you feel, I should do this. Then you were inquisitive because you're seeing others who were succeeding and they were celebrated. Words of mouth celebration alone, the way your friend's mom, or the way your mom will talk about somebody, a neighbor's child, or a child on the streets that did well. And you know, those were days when it was a communal life, where your mom's friend can even scold you. And so they are comparing you and the next boy, you and the next girl that lives on that street, that you go to school together, even from uniforms. The fact that you can go to school and come back neat alone, you get celebrated for that. So the celebration did not have to be basically financial. But I'm saying that even now, in the advent of social media, those are the things that can really, really encourage the reading culture. Because now, you have technologies. 5-year-olds now have palm tops, they have tabs. What are they reading? You now have, so practically every secondary school student
has a phone.
Has a phone.
Especially a smartphone.
A smartphone. Yes, I've seen secondary school students in SS1 or so that they all uses iPhones. For what exactly? Now, what are they reading? Are they reading books? No. So they're saying they're watching. They are on every social media platform, from Instagram to Facebook to TikTok. They know
Snapchat.
to Snapchat. They are actually the ones that tell you every trending issues, every trending story. So less of attention is paid to the academics. But if there's something if there's a module, sort of, it's like for football. A child that is interested in football knows that there is something at the end. There's something to gain. There's a reward system. Okay, I want to play football because I want to be like this person. I want to be like Osimhen. I want to make money. I want to be like this. I want to be like that. He has the skill. But he knows that away from the skill, there's something to gain at the end. Now, the one that is reading, is it just reading because I just want to read and acquire knowledge?
And pass exams.
And pass exams. When they now know that, you hear this regular one, this school education is,
it's a scam.
It's a scam. Is it education is a scam or school is a scam, whichever one it is. But lately...
Well, who's school help?
Who's school help? Because they feel that... just struggle to get into a reality TV show. One will start very soon. And you enter the reality TV show, you come out as a winner, 100 million, this kind of gifts, blah, blah, blah. Even if you don't get to win, you don't get to win the prize money, you have a whole lot to win outside of that prize money. Regardless of how you keep yourself till the last day, either via nudity or some insane activities.
Okay, we've identified some of the problems, the causes of why students are not reading, which you have talked about. What role, should the school play, or is it parents? Because our own parents went to school, and I don't think their parents were learned; they could read, but they took reading very, very important. What role should the school play in encouraging this reading culture? Also, some are also of the opinion that the school curriculum they're still using today does not fit today's reality. That is why, reading is no longer glamorized. There's a way that the school curriculum should be tailored into fitting today's reality. So what role should the school play?
Okay, I think the first level of dealing with this is the home. Education basically starts from the family.
Okay.
Now, so we are in a particular era where parents do not really have that time with the kids anymore, where to make ends meet has now taken. So everybody's running morning, afternoon, night, and coming back later. So most kids are left with minders, with afternoon teachers, and it is just whatever it is that they're taught. So for parents, there's a need for more integration into the lives of the kids. For the schools, bring back competitions, sensitize these children about the need to read. Make reading an habit for them. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Where there will be educational challenges that is worth it, not just the entertainment challenges that they are used to, that they jump on. Make reading a trend. And with what you said, the curriculum that is still being used now, even the same curriculum, I think, what's it called? History. For some years, I don't know if it had been...
If they brought back history.
If they brought it back.
Yes.
Because history does a lot to you. It makes you want to learn a lot beyond just the normal English, mathematics, and the rest of it. Because you want to know, okay, so this is what happened to this person, this name that they keep mentioning. There are a lot of children now, when you mention, you see an SS3 student and they mention an MKO Abiola, he doesn't know who Abiola is. He's not even interested. but he wants to know who is Michael Jackson. Can practically tell you about a footballer of, tell you about a Pele, Abedi Pele, tell you about Pele of Brazil. But for everything around them, they do not know. Education starts within your space because you need to know about, even you. Education starts from you knowing everything around your traits, where you are from, your locality, your family. These things are things that you read, you ask questions, they tell you. It makes you interested in learning more than just the books. So for the schools, like I said, schools need to now create, we used to have quiz competitions, you had the Jets, you had some other ones that some brands were sponsoring. I could remember, I'm trying to remember now, the brand is the only thing that keeps coming to my head. So you had those Jet competitions. Jet competition used to be like the biggest. It was even bigger than WAEC for students. Yeah. You're looking forward to Jet next year. I want to
be part of it.
I want to be. Even if I will come third, I want to win. Governor's Cup was for football. That was what we were looking up to then. Governor's Cup. Then there were some other ones for debating. So you know that there is a need for you to be a part of it. Your literary and debating society in schools, there was also a way it was structured that for every student, for every class, there is a proper celebration. Those are things that motivate the student. Those are things that, because for a child is just a child, and the only thing they will live for is that moment. Is that moment. A child that celebrates wearing a brighter socks than the other person, that celebrate the shoes that is well polished and mocks the other one that probably has a tacky shoe. So celebration of the educational progress will motivate students.
Okay, is it all about, because I need to know, because I don't think we're really doing that bad in Nigeria. It's about just 38% of Nigerians are unschooled. But does it really mean going to school? Does that make you learned, or is it because you went to school? Is that the yardstick for you being informed?
No. So that's why I said education starts from the home.
Okay.
So for me, going to school, the books is the academic side of it. But being educated starts from the home. Start from you knowing you. There are people that didn't go to school, but all they know is they know the fact that, okay, so my name is this, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm from this, it's called the southwest of Nigeria. So they know what trade, what businesses would flourish. They know things around governments. They even understand that structure beyond just the books. So education even involves you moving from point A to B, traveling, because you learn different people's culture, you understand how people live. Those are things that goes beyond you knowing about physics.
So what role should we say government should play in all this?
Joshua, even before we go to government, media also has a role to play in all of this, and you know, we are stakeholders. So what role should the media also play before we get to government? Sorry.
No, you can just
you can answer both.
Okay, so for the media, the media have been, the media is known as the star makers, the one that we can create anything out of nothing. There's a need for the media to push. Number one, we're doing the first thing here, the conversation, the agenda setting, push and elevate reading culture, push and elevate academic progress, and not just no disregard to the entertainment industry. No disregard to the creatives, but please, everybody cannot be a singer, a skit maker, a dancer that we have now. Not everybody. As a matter of fact, even to be a footballer is more difficult than just going to school, because you need to have the physical ability and the talent for you to get to become a footballer. But to read, you can be guided. You don't need to be a genius or to be overly cerebral. You can be guided. The media needs to push these things, because it is the way a product is being sold to you that makes you buy into it. The reason why we go to churches is because sometimes you go to a particular church because you just like the pastor. Sometimes you might not even like the pastor. You just like the way they pray, or you like the teaching. It is the doctrine. That is something that makes everything that you accept, that you buy into, there's something that makes it sellable to you. The media needs to sell academics more, sell the reading culture more.
But somebody needs to sponsor it. You can't tell the media to.
When that's why I said we started well by having the conversation, setting the agenda. When we push more, when we talk more about this, then I'm sure that both government and the private sector will see the need to have more investment in this than just some other extras. The conversation started changing, I think, about 7 years ago, when there were complaints about how can the best graduating student be getting. You will see how they publicly, with confidence, with so much arrogance, present a check of 5,000. No, some federal schools, 5,000. Then some states started getting better, 100,000 or a laptop. Then when reality TV shows started giving millions, then people started complaining. How? Why? So for 90 days, somebody can get 50 million. And the one that's done so well in school that will add value to the society more than the entertainment platforms. But the difference is, for the entertainment, they know that the money they will make money so fast. But for you have to go through the system. So now we now have 5 million naira, 10 million naira reward system. So for the media, like I said, let's glamorize education. It is even for football that you watch, it is the way they've branded the EPL, they've glamorized it, that makes everybody, football lover, wants to watch. When we're younger, we used to watch the Italian Serie A. But when the real investors came, they pumped money into EPL. Now we're watching. Pump money into education. China, you're seeing kids at a young age. They are learning production that goes beyond just academics. They are learning so many. That's education. As long as you can be creative, you can do wonderful things. Book knowledge, street knowledge, it is good.
Okay, we've got a few minutes more, and my final question is, how do we marry social media, or better still, how do we marry the advent of technology, our tabs, our phones, to help boost our understanding of the world, understanding of even the present situation in the country, or to have a substantial number of people informed?
Okay,
or
so
boost our reading culture.
I think our reading culture, basically, social media is here and it is here. And so it's our reality forever. Now, we're at a stage where practically in every home, even if you have parents that were not schooled or learned, they are now being taught how to use mobile phones. So they can, with the smartphones, they can use it, they can do, at least a little bit, they can do all of that. How do we marry all of this with the reading culture? I made mention of something earlier. The same way we push trends, challenges online for creatives and the rest of it, there can still be trends. Before I came in, I was just seeing a video on Instagram, and it was a challenge of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They were not saying any other thing than it was just the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, you know, I was just looking at it and saying, this is a beat on the academic side, the flip side of it. But, you know, it's easy to, it's entertaining. So imagine where the reading culture becomes more flexible. It's more appealing to the regular student, the regular child. There's a way that it gets stuck in your head. When they taught us about there's something, Roy beef, rainbow, you can remember those things. When they used the rivers in Africa, you can remember those things. Now, it means that even your TikTok, schools can, the the Ministry of Education itself can even channel these things. Schools can create an avenue where students get stuck on TikTok. Can your school have a TikTok page too, where your students would want to watch every of their activities, where everything they do in school, they are bit by bit on TikTok. So when they get home, rather than them just getting on TikTok to be watching some sort of nonsense, put them on that page where they want a challenge for themselves. They want to come back the next day to say, yes, I read this and this was this.
Okay, we thank you, Ayobami Ladipo, media entrepreneur and social commentator. We've been talking about improving reading culture in students. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. The conversation will continue after this short break.